Hi, I'm Christy Clark and I'm joined today by top designer Corinne Bradd. We're talking about the July issue of Crafts Beautiful and it's on sale Friday the 1st of June. It's just £3.50, so if you haven't got your copy, run out and get yourself one. Corinne, it's a pleasure to see you again. So what have we got coming up this time?
Well, the July issue of Crafts Beautiful has got some great backing papers this month. They've been designed by hot off the press and they're a real vintage feel to them.
Gorgeous, aren't they?
They are. Amanda Walker's already had a set to play around with and she's come up with some greetings cards and gift bags and a lovely covered notebook there. We've also got an A5 card making book which is all about keepsake cards.
Lovely.
They're using scrapbooking materials, all sorts of embellishments, and it's also incorporating photographs into your cards, so when you give it, people really will hang on to it.
Yeah, that's lovely. So talk to me about these. I'm absolutely in love with this here.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Well, Jane Carade's made this. It's a new home gift set, so you've got a little key pot or change pot, a key cupboard and a door plate number, and she's used oven-baked polymer clay to make mosaic tiles with, and also you've got like the sort of cracked crockery effect.
The detail's just fantastic. I'm so impressed with the key cupboard. I love it.
Yeah, well, she's also pressed in some sort of punch to make a bit of extra embellishment on it.
Fantastic.
Lucinda Ganderton's made this set of peg dolls in their little sort of couture outfits, sort of knitted and felt.
Again, very
with
detailed.
Really spiky hair here. And the designers at DMC have used their new product, which is called Desire. It's a memory thread, and it's a wire core with a satin thread coating on it, to make this beautiful necklace, earrings and bracelet set. And it's really made beading easy for beginners. It's so simple to use.
Fantastic. I'm absolutely in love with these papers. Everything. I'm really into the whole vintage thing at the moment. I mean, some of the wallpapers that you can get.
And some of the vintage black and white prints that are around are beautiful. They really are.
Really impressed with those. So what other projects we got coming up then?
Well, we've got some features in the magazine. We're concentrating on crafting for children aged 5 to 16 years old. It's not so much projects, things that they can make, but it's ideas where they can go to learn more, especially during the summer holidays. They need something to keep themselves interested.
Yeah.
So we're doing courses and workshops, and I think also focusing on what craft and art that they do in schools now to promote it. They do a lot more these days, sort of learning through art, which is brilliant.
Fantastic.
And Kate Hemmings has been playing with her digital camera, and she's written a feature on how to include your photography in your crafting.
Brilliant.
And I think we've also got some great giveaways from Kodak and Fuji in there as well.
Well, fantastic. Corinne, as soon as you didn't stop talking, that means it's jam-packed this month, guys. So get yourself a copy. I'll have to get my digital camera out. Any opportunity, and I'm there. So I hear a crafty little nippet here that you're doing. Little puppies.
Yes. I'm demonstrating how to make some little needle-felted dogs.
Gorgeous,
here's a selection
aren't they?
here that I've made for the magazine. Needle felting is a way of using just plain sheep's wool. It's unspun wool. You can buy it in many dyed different colours. And what you do is you stab it repeatedly with a barbed needle. They're quite dangerous and they are very sharp, but there's little tiny nicks in the edge of each needle which grab the fibres and it meshes them together.
That's clever.
So as opposed to wet felting where you normally agitate the fibres, you can just do it with a needle. So I'm going to show you how to start.
Fantastic. Well, as I told you, Corinne, you're going to have to make one for me.
Yes.
So I'm trying to convince my other half to buy me a dog. So this way, if I can look after one of these...
What I've used as a base to make an armature for this is just a pipe cleaner. So if you cut two pieces in equal length and you just want to bend under the end so you don't get any sharp bits, these will make the legs. And I mean, these are simple enough that if you've got a child, I mean, my daughter, she plays around with it. She's stabbed herself occasionally, but you know, if they keep their eyes on it. So there's your two legs, which you bend in half. Bend the end over. This will be the tail piece, and you simply twist it round. This middle section is for the body of your dog. Again, twist it round. Don't worry too much about the shape of it to start with, because what will happen is as you pad it out with wool, it will start to develop its own shape.
Yeah.
And what I've done for the head is I normally take the rest of it, bend it down to make a forehead, and bend it forward to make a snout.
Oh, right.
And then just trim the excess piece off. So you've got your little framed armature there.
Fantastic.
Now the way to start with it is if you... Here's another armature I made earlier. I'm going to start with white. It's a good base colour. If you've got different colour pipe cleaners, if you're going to make a brown dog, then perhaps try and use a yellow one so that if there are any bits that you miss, it doesn't show through.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to make a leg is to just get a handful of fleece. You don't need very much.
You don't use too much there.
No, and you can always add to it. And then if you wrap it around the leg, and then what you need is a foam block. Now this is a high density upholstery foam.
Right.
I've just covered it with some fabric because it's quite a horrible grey colour.
Right, okay.
If you
you did it for me, look, the purposes of today.
If you lay your leg on there and you get the needle and then you stab it like this, what you'll find is it will start to knit the wool together and hold it into place.
That's so clever, isn't it?
And do it again on the other side. Try and approach it from all angles. And then if you hold it carefully, now this is where you can stab yourself, so it takes a bit of practice. If you hold it carefully between your forefinger and your thumb, and just stab it sideways.
Please do be careful,
Yes.
because
You don't really
seem
need
quite
to push the needle in that far. And if you take it slowly, even if you do sort of miss and you get your finger, you're not going to hurt yourself too much. So that's how you make the legs. I'm just going to put that to one side. And here's one with the legs. The tail is made in exactly the same way. So what you do is you stab it until the legs are all of an equal thickness.
Yeah.
And if you've got one thin bit, you can always add a bit more fleece. The body is made in the same manner, but you need a little bit more fleece, and you just wrap it round the central part. And most dogs have got like a barrel chest, so try and make sure you've got a thicker piece up near the front of the dog.
Yeah.
Again, stab it. You see what I mean about the repeated stabbing action?
It's so quick.
You have a bad day at work.
Yeah, real stress reliever,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, it saves you kicking the real dog, doesn't it?
This could save many marriages, I think.
And again, you just need to poke it sideways. To make a dog, I mean, I tend to play about with them for probably a couple of hours just to get it perfect. But it is quite a simple way to do it. And it's the sort of thing that you can do as long as you watch your fingers. You can do it while you're watching television. The head will be made in exactly the same way, just by wrapping the felt round. And so you should end up
Wow.
with a little dog with a very big head, actually, like this. Now I'm going to turn this into a Dalmatian. So if you take a little piece of black felt.
I wanted to know how this happened, didn't I? I'm quite interested in it.
I'm just going to make an ear. Now the easiest way to make an ear, you don't need too much, is if you just stab it directly on the cushion. And you can fold the ends of the felt in as you're doing it. Okay. Again, take it up, and what you can do is just neaten off the edges by stabbing it into the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to leave one end of the ear quite furry, because what you need to do is when you attach it to the head, you need some quite long fibres in order to be able to dig right into the head and hold it on securely, otherwise the ear will fall off. I don't quite need that much, so I'm just going to pull some of this off. Okay? And then if you take your dog and its ear, put it about there, and then if you just stab into the head, I don't know if you can see, that will secure the ear onto it, and then all you do is with the excess that you've got here, is you can actually push it right down inside the head.
God, it's so clever.
Well, it is really quite a quick, you can get some really good results without having to try too hard. And the other thing with this, because it's so malleable, is if you've made it and then you don't like the shape of it, you can start digging again.
Yeah.
What I do recommend is if you get a pair of small scissors, is you can trim off any excess bits. The eyes are made in the same sort of way. You'd need a very, very small piece of felt. And I've found that if you can pop it in and then you can gather the ends up, and then just pop it in there. I think that one I've made a little black spot for his eye with a white bit in the middle of it.
I was having a look, yeah. He's fantastic.
You're better off using less felt than you think you'll need, because you can always add to it. I mean, if you do make a mistake, you can pull it out quite easily and it doesn't leave a mark. I mean, the two things separate. But, if you use less felt than you think you'll actually need, you can build up on it.
Fantastic. So here's the finished article.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed with those. I mean, you've got a wide range. I think people will really enjoy that.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed making
July
them. They are fun.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me. I will be taking one of them back with me. Perhaps we'll give them a nice name. Thanks for joining me for the July Crafts Beautiful. We'll see you next time.